A new paper by the Centre for Research and Evidence on Security Threats, CREST, addresses the issue of how to design deradicalisation and disengagement programmes for terrorists and violent extremists. It is authored by RUSI Associate Fellows James Khalil and Martine Zeuthen and Dr. Sarah Marsden from the University of St Andrews School of International Relations. This paper is particularly relevant given the number of terrorism convicts has risen sharply in many European countries, with many more due to be released over the coming years. It is also relevant in the UK context, given some of the challenges seen with the DDP programme in UK prisons and the ongoing debate about the effectiveness of these types of activities. Its current relevance is also clear in light of increasing calls to repatriate foreign fighters from Syria and Iraq. As a result, it forms a vital part of RUSI's ongoing research on managing terrorism offenders, addressing issues related to returning foreign terrorist fighters, and contributes to RUSI's efforts to promote evidence-based practice in the field.
There are long-running debates over the objectives of rehabilitation programs for terrorists and violent extremists. Should they try to achieve deradicalisation, in other words, attitudinal change, or should they focus on disengagement, behavioural change? Our recently published guide argues that behavioural change should be the primary focus, and that attitudinal change is just one of the avenues through which sustained disengagement may be achieved. This interpretation has direct implications for programme design. It suggests that these programs should try and promote behavioural change through a variety of different interventions that focus on the social networks of their clients, their identity, ideology, needs, and their psychological well-being.
Our theory of change helps illustrate the internal logic of disengagement and deradicalization programs. This focuses on what these interventions are designed to achieve in terms of their top-level objectives known as impacts, mid-level aims known as outcomes, and specific intervention that can help achieve these known as activities. As Jamie already mentioned, we interpret the highest level objectives in terms of a sustained end to involvement in ideologically justified violence. And below this, we also incorporate deradicalizations or attitudinal change into our results chain, providing one avenue through which such behavioral change might be achieved. Below this in our results chain, we include 5 mid-level outcomes that are designed to help contribute to disengagement and deradicalization. Research has identified these 5 outcomes as the key leverage points through which individuals can be supported or incentivized to move away from violence. I'll go through these in turn. Outcome 1 is about social networks, with the aim being to reduce ties to malign influencers and to enhance personal connections to pro-social alternatives. Outcome 2 is about identity, with the aim being to diminish the salience of social identities associated with violence. Outcome 3 is about ideology, with the objective being to enhance the willingness of clients to question their beliefs that legitimize and justify violence. Outcome 4 is about personal needs, with the aim being to enhance the extent to which clients can achieve these through non-violent means. Finally, the objective of Outcome 5 is to improve psychological well-being. Depending on the context, this can be through cognitive behavioral therapy, anger management, art therapy, recreational activities, and a wide range of other approaches and techniques.
Our paper provides a number of key recommendations. To keep things short, we'll just focus on 4 of these. Our first recommendation is that tertiary programmes need to be adapted to the local context. Our approach is designed to be flexible enough to accommodate that. So, for example, the extent to which these programmes should focus on ideology should reflect those local circumstances and the aims of the particular programme. And we also can't overlook the fact that many programmes face substantial resource constraints, particularly in the Global South, and that limits the extent to which they can provide comprehensive services under each of the 5 outcomes discussed a moment ago. We also recommend that interventions are tailored to the needs of individual clients. For instance, education or vocational provision needs to reflect the particular needs and desires of each individual, as well, of course, as the labour market in the community where they're going to return to. We also suggest that intervention providers need to be suitably qualified and experienced, and also that they need to maintain a supportive relationship with their clients. Trust and rapport are routinely identified as critical determinants of programme success. And the final recommendation I want to highlight relates to the need to invest in measuring programmes' success. As indicated earlier, the empirical evidence that demonstrates the extent to which tertiary interventions actually deliver their desired aims and the mechanisms through which any success might be achieved remains modest. And our paper considers a number of different approaches to evaluation that can help us develop a better understanding of those issues.